Well, we got a little bit of time here and some daylight, so let's shoot a video. We're going to tackle into something that started on Facebook, basically, for me today. A little bit of social experiment. And we're going to practice that social experiment with you right now in this video. Hang tough. We're going to get to it right after this.
Maybe I'm leaving on the next thing smoking.
Hey everybody, it's me. I'm Mark Staite, back here talking with you. Welcome. Come on in, sit down. Oh my. Yep, we had a little social, or at least I threw out a little social experiment on Facebook earlier today, and we're going to take a look at some of the early responses. But before we get to that, let's talk about perception. Social norms and perception when it comes to, I don't know, professionals, if you will, like us, like others. Tell you what, let me just dive into it. We'll get started, and we'll go from there. How about that? We'll try to keep it simple. Okay, I want you to clear your mind. I want you to think about this, okay? I'm going to name some professions, and I want you to think about image, what these professionals look like to you, what picture you have in your head. So if I say a banker, an image popped in your head. For me, it's the three-piece suit, the dress shoes, the shirt, the tie, the vest, a jacket on top, a three-piece suit. Okay, what about your doctor? A doctor in general. Probably a button-up shirt, the lab coat, the white smock with his name printed on it. What about a surgeon? How about a surgeon? For me, I'm thinking that green, skull cap, the scrubs, just overall. Okay, how about this? How about a football player? Professional sports. Let's go to sports. A football player. Can you see his uniform? Soccer player? Baseball player? Nurse? Construction worker? How about a construction worker? What comes to mind? Okay, you get the point. Okay, so there's an image that goes in your head when you think professional. Well, you should be thinking that as a professional truck driver as well. Okay, let's dig into it. Let's go ahead and play with social norms. What you think an image should be for a certain professional, and what happens when you juxtapose a different image. What does that do to you mentally? Okay, so let's ask a question. Let's put up a pair of shoes. These shoes right here. Would you say these are the shoes that would be expected, you would expect to find on, let's say, your doctor or a lawyer, that banker we were talking about? You would, wouldn't you? How about these shoes? Nurses' shoes, right? Nursing home, hospital, maybe at-home nursing service. Nurses' shoes. That's what you expect your nurse to wear. Or the sports we were talking about. There's nothing wrong with a pair of cleats on a football player, baseball player, soccer player. So the footwear makes sense, doesn't it? That's what you expect. You wouldn't expect a football player to go running out on the field in a pair of construction boots, would you? Try to play the game in construction boots? No, it would blow your mind. It would be like, I don't know, you go to your kid's school for a parent-teacher conference, and this is what your teacher shows up in. What? You would freak out. If your teacher showed up to a PTA conference dressed like that, you would flip out. You know you would. Just as if you went in for elective surgery and your surgeon showed up looking like this. Is that what you were expecting your surgeon? Having a cigarette and a drink in a hand? Come on. You would wig out if you saw your doctor like that. I know you would. Goodness knows I would too. So, Mark, what does this have to do with trucking? Well, In this morning social experiment, I came across a driver at the same facility I was delivering at, who from the time when he came in the gate, the way he operated his truck, positioned his truck, staged his truck, backed it on the door, everything was just, in my opinion, wrong. It showed that he wasn't trained properly. Now, what I'm about to go into is not about the hate. It's about educate, okay? So, on the way in, obviously, I did talk to this driver. Thank goodness he put his safety vest on finally. But I did talk with this driver, and this is the question that I posted up. Do you find this as acceptable footwear for delivering at a customer's dock? Yes, that's one of our drivers at a grocery DC. Now, of course, this was posted in a Prime driver Facebook page. Now, what are we talking about exactly? Well, let me zoom in here. This is what I'm talking about. This, on image, on spec, is a professional truck driver in this person's thought process. Slides, flip-flops, if you will. He thought that was appropriate footwear to go on to an industrial dock area where forklifts are running, pallets are flying around, lumpers are throwing the pallets around. This was appropriate footwear, he thought. Of course, yes, I did talk with this driver about his footwear, as well as some other safety issues that were going on. So, again, let's go back to the original post. Remember, it's not about the hate, it's about the educate. Take a very close look, because I did word this question very specifically. There's no judgment in here. There's no complaining, no bitching, no moaning. It's just a simple question that I posted for other Prime drivers. Do you find this as acceptable footwear for delivering at a customer's dock? Question mark. Very simple. Now, I did structure this for a particular reason. Multiple reasons, actually, and we'll delve into these. First off, I don't think that's acceptable footwear for numerous reasons. Number one, in my opinion, unprofessional. Number two, yes, there are regulations against that, and not the ones you think they are. We'll get into that in just a moment. Okay. First off, as of this video, that posting is only about 8 hours old, and I've got 56 responses in there. Let's take a look at some of these responses. I got my laptop open here, so I'm going to put them up down here, and we're going to look into some of these. Of course, first off, let's take a look at this one right here. Earlier responses, looks fine to me. Another person, Stan Simpson, posted up, yes, it's acceptable. You don't know if he was about to be late and ain't having no time to put sneakers or boots. You don't know if his feet is hurting him or not. Hell, it ain't like he's going to be there the whole time while they unload. Okay. These are, of course, all those that are agreeing with them so far. Now, we did get some positives in there, like Jerry Parks. Shadow Wolf himself responded with that question is, do you think this is appropriate footwear for a dock area? Shadow Wolf says, no, I don't, Mark. Thank you, Shadow Wolf, for responding. Adam Patterson kind of stated his preference here real simply. He will learn his lesson when he loses his toes or stubs it into the end of a pallet and gets a big old wood splinter jammed up in there. Hal Wallace Bender was really simple. He just said, nope. And, of course, there were some other no's in there as well. Like this one here from Kevin Red. I don't, but people going to do what they're going to want to do, so it's pointless posting it. Which to me, I think is kind of I gave up. I don't care. I don't want to fight this anymore, this topic. Mike and Marquieta Khan, again, kind of in that I give up mode with their answer. I don't think so, but get used to it. It's like they're accepting this flip-flops on a professional driver. Now, out of the 56 responses so far, believe it or not, this is kind of interesting. What I found out by posting this up was the amount of people that did not answer that question. Do you find this as acceptable footwear on a grocer's dock? They did not answer. More than 60% of the respondents in the first 8 hours, more than 60% did not answer the question, but had something along the lines that looked like this. Why the F does it matter? Mind your own damn business and do your job, unless it's directly affecting you. I guarantee you probably do some unacceptable things too. Get to work, driver, and control your lane. I'm like, wait a minute, you didn't answer the question. What's your opinion on flip-flops on professional truck drivers? Yes or no? Like it, dislike it. Throw a reason behind your answer. They're busy attacking. A lot of them were like that. Of course, we did find some thoughtful drivers out there as well, like Chess DePola? Let's just read it here real quick. Actually, it can very well affect my pay, because pay was come up as if it doesn't affect you and it doesn't affect your pay, what do you care? Well, Chess Pros out here, it can very well affect my pay as well as others. Shippers and receivers continue to see people inappropriately dressed for the job and not looking professional. It will just give them one more reason to not hire Prime to pull the load or try to cut the rate for the next load. Just like not showering, paperwork being a mess, truck looking like crap, and late pickups and deliveries. Very thoughtful answer there. And I appreciate that, Chess. Another one, Jojo McLovin put out there, I do not believe it is acceptable. Any place where there is food, we should have closed-toed shoes as a requirement of FDA, so this breaks FDA regulations. And being there are forklifts and machines that break OSHA's regulations. On a personal side, I see, and he went on. So you kind of get the idea there. And then my favorite so far, this is my favorite, from Frederick L. Johnson. Is he bothering you, affecting your pay? Why waste time worrying about it? He could be allergic to socks or have some foot issue. Never know what the next man is going on. What makes this epic? He could be allergic to socks. Allergic to socks. Now, yeah, okay, yes, I know, I found the humor there too, but you want to see what's even funnier? Look down below in the blue. See those 12 thumbs up? 12 people agree with this. And here are the 12 people's names right here. By goodness, if you're going to thumbs up something that is just, wow. I'm going to call you on it. There you go. Okay, so now we heard a couple of reasons in there, especially from the thoughtful ones, we heard FDA in there. We heard regulations thrown there. Believe it or not, when it comes to closed-toed footwear on an industrial dock area in the refrigerated business that we've got, you're going to find this so surprising. I did too, as I did some research this morning. The Department of Transportation and the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, the DOT and the FMCSA, their position on this, according to their regulations, is nothing. They don't have one. If you don't believe me, you can go look it up. The DOT and the FMCSA has zero, none, nada, goose egg position on footwear when it comes to commercial drivers. You know who does? OSHA. There we go. Now we're getting into it. OSHA does have a regulation. Let's put this up full screen and we can look at it together. Look at the very bottom. I'll put a link below to where you can go to this page and look at it and read it for yourself. General requirements: the employer shall ensure that each affected employee uses protective footwear when working in areas where there is a danger of foot injuries due to falling or rolling objects or objects piercing the sole, or when the use of protective footwear may protect the affected employees from electrical hazards, static discharge, electric shock, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so OSHA's got a regulation on this. But Mark, we're not an employee of that dock. Well, you're right. We're not. But this is where you get covered. Also with companies, carriers as well, Prime being one of them. Okay? They follow this OSHA regulation and rule. Okay, so in the absence of the DOT and the FMCSA, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, which by the way is a subdivision of the U.S. Department of Labor, they have the rule in place. So technically, while you're rolling down the road, while you're driving your truck, you can't be in flip-flops, you can't be in slides, you can't be barefoot. That means closed-toed shoes like sneakers or work boots. Okay? So legally, from a job requirement standpoint, OSHA's got us on this one. So, and when we're on a customer's dock, whether it be shipping or receiving, we have to follow that business's rules. Okay? And you can bet your beans OSHA's got full jurisdiction on that dock area. They would prefer you have steel-toed and steel-shanked work boots on, but they'll let it slide and let it go with just tennis shoes as long as they're closed-toed. And most groceries will actually post that on the door before you go in the building, that you must have closed-toed shoes before you go in the building. Okay, so we've covered the social aspect of it, part of it. We've definitely covered the legal part of it. Now let's get specific to trucking, a little bit of history, a little bit of understanding, a little bit of old school, if you will, when it comes to this truckers wearing flip-flops issues. And I find it kind of strange. The number of people that fight wearing closed-toed shoes or work boots when they're at the customers. Now again, I'm not going completely off the deep end here and saying that it's got to be all the time. Okay, there's some reality here. There's a little bit of old school, or a lot of old school, and some of the new school coming into play. 20 years ago, work boots is all you'd find in guys' trucks. But as time's gone on, technology's gotten better, equipment's gotten better and safer. Yeah, okay, I'll acquiesce to at least tennis shoes. But flip-flops? At the customers? No. In a truck stop, flip-flops, okay, you're on the way to go to the shower. Understandable. You're sitting in a truck stop taking a 34-hour, reset, a restart. You're taking a big break for a couple of days. Yeah, shorts, flip-flops, you're not going anywhere for a couple of days. That makes sense. But in trucking, when you're at the customers, why not show a little bit of pride in your company? Show a little pride in yourself. Look the part. Be what your customer is expecting when you walk in the door as a professional driver, carrying their product that they paid you to carry. Just like you want your doctor to look one way, you want your banker to look this way, your accountant to look this way, your nurse to have this look, this image. We as professional drivers have the responsibility when we're at our customers to have a professional appearance. Now, I'm not saying wear a company shirt, dress slacks and work boots. Be reasonable with me here, okay? At least have a clean shirt on. Clean trousers, jeans, shorts, whatever, and closed-toed shoes. Yes, sneakers are acceptable. I prefer you have work boots on the dock, but go with it. Go what will. Okay, me personally, I wear shirts just like this. Company name on it, button up, collar, jeans, and work boots. Okay, I'm not saying you have to go as far, but flip-flops, no. Because when I go into Prime's customer area, I'm representing not only myself, but I'm representing my company. Have some pride for the company you work for. Let's step back and look at that real quick. It's not unusual. You should have pride in the company you work for. When you go out, when you're on home time and you go to sporting events, you've got pride in your home team, don't you? Of course, it doesn't matter if it's the University of Kentucky or the Florida Gators or LSU or Nebraska or just some general team. Everybody's got their team colors on. They're proud of their hometown teams, their state teams. When you've got a child in sports in school, mom and dad, you guys buy the school colors for game day and you go wear it. You're proud of your team. You're proud of your child's team. You're proud of your local sports team. You're proud of your professional team. How many guys have you gone to Super Bowl Sunday parties and you're wearing the team jersey? Ask, have you ever thought why? Pride. You're proud of that team. Well, no matter your company, have some pride in your company team. Be thoughtful of your appearance and how you appear to the customer. After all, they're paying the bill. Okay, folks, this thing's gone on long enough. This is my longest video ever, and you know it. Hopefully, this is giving you some food for thought. The old timers that hung in this far, thank you for hanging in this far. For those new drivers out there who never gave footwear a thought, please give it some thought, have some pride, and also be thinking about your safety. And if that doesn't do it, just know there's an OSHA regulation that says you got to wear shoes. You can't wear flip-flops or slides. So, anyways, that does it for me. Remember now, this whole video, it's not about hate, it's about educate. We'll see you guys next time. Let's get out of here.
I'll be gone.